Am I audible now? Can you just type once in the chat window and confirm? Good evening all. I'm seeing a lot of you logging in now. Am I audible? Okay. Okay, thank you, Jashmi. Okay, others in the call, can you just confirm once? Okay, Haresh, thank you. It is right 7 p.m. right now. We'll wait for a few minutes for people to join. Typically, we give about 4 to 5 minutes grace time so that people can dial in. Let us wait for a few minutes and then get started with the webinar. Hope my screen visible as well. Are you able to see my screen? I shared my desktop. Okay, we have Rav Saheb Mali. Okay, hi. Yeah, Monica is showing audible. Great. We'll wait a few more minutes. So as we are waiting, can you please let me know which place you are joining this webinar from? The native place or the place where you're sitting and attending this webinar? Because I'm in Bangalore. I'm in our office hosting this call. May I know your place? Okay. We have Ravi Kumar telling Kaikalru AP. Okay. And we have Kamesh from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. And then Killi Valavan, he says Tamil Nadu. Okay, you can tell the place also, Killi. And then Kusuma says Bangalore. Then Pooja is from Hyderabad. Okay, great. Then we have Monica from Mysore. Again, Rajkumar from Bangalore. Here, Killi Valavan, Salem. Okay. Then Mohammed Ismail from Bangalore. Bhavani is from Belgaum. Then we have Samira from Bangalore. Shyam from Bangalore. Hari from Telangana. Sorry, Nagaraju. Yeah, Hari. Then we have Krishna from Bangalore. Nidarsan from Erode. Okay, great. Sri Kalahasti AP says Haresh. Then Ayushi from Uttarakhand, Nainital. Great. And then Jeevaratnam from Tamil Nadu again. Which place in Tamil Nadu? Jeevaratnam. So we have Jagdish from Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh. Pradeep says Odisha. Which place? You can along with the state. If you it'd be good if you can tell the place name also. Then we have Javed from Chittoor. Jashmi from Andhra Pradesh. Satish is from Maharashtra. Then Satish is from Namakkal district, Tamil Nadu. Okay. Chandra Hasini Chippa from Telangana. Then we have Pooja Patil from Pune, Akshita from Bangalore. Great, good distribution we have. People from Nainital has come. Then we have Keertana from Vellore, Tamil Nadu. Great. Anybody from outside India? Any outside India participants today? Okay, Jeevaratham is from Chennai. Okay, then we have Prasida from Kasargod. Okay, good. All right, great. I think it's 7:05 right now. We'll go ahead and start the webinar. Shall we go ahead and start? All of you. Shall we go ahead and start the webinar now? Can you get some go ahead from all of you? Okay, great. Okay, thank you. I think in the meantime, Pradeep says he's from Balasur, Arjun from Visakhapatnam. Okay, Keertana, Kilivalavan, Kamesh, and I'm telling yes, we can start. Great. Okay, so good evening, everyone. Warm welcome to the monthly course demo webinar hosted by Imery. My name is Jayakumar. I'm part of Imery's leadership team. Along with me, me and my colleague Mubeen will be hosting this particular call. So we do this particular webinar on a monthly basis, based on the input that we receive from some of the students. When our team would have reached out to you, and then they would have sent you this invite. So thank you very much for joining this particular call. So basically, we are going to do three things as a part of this particular webinar. One, we are going to talk about the career opportunities and possibilities in the embedded systems and the core IoT market. Because as you all know, there's a lot of worry or concern going around recession, and then job market has definitely slowed down. Recession is pretty much on. So how do we basically, in such scenario, go about building a career in a core embedded systems? So we'll start with some of the trends and updates about this particular industry. That will be the first part, and we'll also show you the statistics of how we in Imery, our placements in doing, especially in the 2023 year. And after that, we move on to the second portion, which will talk about the course. The course, when I say how this course is going to get delivered, especially for the online students, because they'll have a lot of queries about how do I access hardware, or how do I ask doubts, or how do I basically use the mentor support to learn better. What if I get stuck? How do I access hardware? How do I attend placements? Right? So there'll be tons of questions, especially from the online students. So we'll discuss about those as well as the second part of it. And third part, we'll also talk about the placements, right? The process of placements, how it is going to work in Imery, etc., right? So three portions. So first half, I will I'll do that, and second half, probably the second portion of the presentation, I'll briefly cover, and then I'll hand it over to Mubeen, my colleague, and he'll be running through how the course is going to get delivered, and various technical stuff he'll be able to answer. So towards the end, during the placements, I'll again take over the session, and then we'll go towards the closure. So that's the structure. And my request to all of you is that please ask as many questions as possible, because questions is what makes the webinar interesting for me and Mubeen, because for us the slides pretty much remain the same, except few updates about placements and some other things, right? Pretty much remain the same, but the type of questions what you guys ask is what makes the webinar interesting. So please feel free to ask as many questions as possible, so that we can clarify them. I'll try to take some breaks in between and answer the questions, but you don't need to wait for the breaks. As and when the questions are coming in your mind, you can go ahead and type it in the chat window. Okay, so that's a protocol. With that note, let me go and put the presentation to the slideshow. So warm welcome once again, all of you, to the course demo and placement journey in the monthly course demo webinar. So today is 22nd of September, Friday, and we are hosting this particular webinar from our office. So let me, before getting to that, let us briefly introduce each others. As you all know, Imery is an edtech company. We've been in this business for almost like 20 years now. Primarily, we are aspiring to solve two challenges or two problems that we are facing as a country today. One is on the side of employability, where in India, as you all know, has become a country of engineers, where every year at least 1.5 million engineering graduates are coming out of the college, whereas very minuscule percentage of them are having the employability skills. Even though the quantity is very high, when it comes to employability and job, only very minuscule percent, based on various market research data. Sometimes they say 5%, sometimes they say 7%, 4%, etc. So that keeps varying. So only minuscule percentage of them are having the employable skills. And even among them who are joined this particular their job, it is not necessarily they get into the core engineering side like embedded systems. They might end up in jobs which are not technical. So that's exactly where we come into picture, where we offer a long-term 6 months training program in embedded systems, IoT, and full stack web development. The course of full stack web development is delivered under our other brand called Web Stack Academy, but the IoT and the embedded course is delivered under the brand name of Emertxe. So what are we trying to do? These are all immersive long-term courses where we will take you through a journey of skill building in the domain of embedded systems or IoT, making you train practically, get hands-on with the particular technology, work on a good number of projects, build a profile, and go on and attend the placements. So that's where we are, through the skills, we are addressing the problem, and then ensuring that students who are going through this will be able to, get placed. So that's one segment of people. And second segment, the target audience is about working professionals. When you say working professionals, these folks are already working, but the job role is not matching their career aspirations. For example, somebody might be an electronics engineer, but he or she is working in a technical support job, marketing job, sales job, or sometimes teaching job, etc. So they want to resume to the mainstream career. So they also need to go through the similar journey of what a fresher needs to upskill themselves, reposition their profile, add good number of projects, and then go and start applying for the companies. So for them, what we call is a career transition. They're already working in a particular company, but that company is not giving enough growth, or they're not happy with the opportunity that they're getting. They have aspirations to go bigger. So that's what we call upskilling, and we help professionals to rediscover their careers and position them as an embedded engineer in the core industry. So whatever the training programs we run, we ensure that they're hands-on. As you can see the diagram there, a part with the hand. We believe learning by doing. So more than 70% of our course contents are delivered practically in a hands-on manner. So, and when you learn in a hands-on manner, and when you do mistakes, and then you learn from those mistakes, the learning becomes very effective and very enjoyable and very motivating also. So added to that, and basically we ensure that because of this hands-on learning that students have, they need to be provided with appropriate placement opportunities. So that's where we work with a lot of companies. I'll just show you a snapshot and help them to get placed. Okay. So that's a brief about Imery. Let me talk about our leadership team. 3 of us are part of the leadership team. Myself, Jayakumar, as I said, I have more than 20 years of work experience. I graduated from NIT Warangal in the year 2001. And then I spent my career, these 20 plus years of career, largely divided into a corporate life, where initial 12.5 years I worked with 3 different companies, Ishoni Networks, Hewlett-Packard, and Huawei, where primarily I was working on the domain of embedded systems, starting with the embedded networking side, then moved on to the connectivity or the input-output in a printer, where you talk about various peripherals and connectivities, and primarily the software or the firmware that sits on top of these connectivity interfaces. It's nothing but Bluetooth, USB, etc., etc. Worked on various layers of connectivity, created different roles in HP. I was a senior engineer, lead engineer, and then eventually got promoted as a project and program manager for one of the important and ambitious project of HP called Cloud Print. So that was my last corporate assignment. And then, not that. Then I moved on to Huawei, and then Huawei I joined as a senior manager, a group manager, heading Huawei's embedded Linux portfolio. As you all know, Huawei is a Chinese telecommunication company, used to be, and they also evolved quite a lot. Now they're more of a consumer company with releasing, gadgets, etc. So when I joined, they were a core telecom or an embedded company where they have this aspiration of unifying all the products into one operating system. So then the one operating system is nothing but. So my team was responsible for customizing and porting Linux into various target platforms and add new features, and then make it available for the applications team to build applications on top of the given base platform. So I spent about 3.5 years. At the peak time, I handled a team size of about 60 people, consisting of senior technical people, project managers, program managers, etc. Okay. So after spending 3.5 years with Huawei, I quit, and then I joined Emertxe. Emertxe, as I mentioned in the previous slide, was started in the year 2004, which was started by Maz. Maz is the managing director and a good friend of mine. So we share the same vision of skill building and enabling engineers to discover their careers. So we both had the similar vision, and then I thought I should quit my corporate career and continue with Emertxe because I always like what I do in Emertxe. Rather than growing in a corporate ladder, I thought I will do something which makes impact on thousands of students. So that's when I joined Emertxe. It's been almost 10 years. I came full time Before that, I used to partially contribute in terms of certain teaching, certain content creation, etc., etc. Okay. So along with me and Mas, we have Mr. Mubeen, who is a third leadership team member. Mubeen and me were colleagues in HP, and he's there in the call right now. Mubeen, can you please introduce yourself? Mubeen.
Okay, maybe I'll introduce when my session starts. Is that fine?
Sure. Okay, no problem. So let me proceed. So that's about our leadership team. Okay, Mubeen will introduce himself during his section. I said first section I'll cover. Section Mubeen will take over. So as you all know, Imery has been in this particular industry for so long, and we built excellent, clientele or the placement companies over the years. Be it semiconductors, networking, 5G, robotics, electric vehicles, consumer electronics, etc., etc., automotive, of course, right? So these are the common domains or verticals where we have companies, and those companies can, in terms of size, can be categorized into startups or small companies, mid-sized companies, and then large organizations. So when it comes to large organizations, we have an MNC type of companies, namely Qualcomm, Microchip, Chelsea, Uber, NXP, Ampere, etc. Mid-size, we have tons of companies. For example, company like Train Technologies, the Leica Wireless, and many similar companies who have few hundreds of employees and doing the work in the domain of embedded systems. And we have tons of startups or entrepreneurial ventures who have 5 people team, 10 people team, right? So irrespective of the size, all the organizations hire our students. Over the years, our training delivery model has been well established and well accepted by these companies. So they know when they're coming from Imersy or when they hire from Imersy, what type of student and their skill that they will be bringing to the table. So that's why we continue to partner with organizations. This is just a snapshot of companies, right? All these logos, all these companies. So we continue to add and continue to basically build more solid portfolio of companies. So as of now, we have around 1,200 plus companies which are participating in placements. So almost like every month we get about 100 companies participating in our placements. That's a track record that we've been maintaining from the last year. Okay. See, these logos keep changing. I updated it some time back. If you want to get the latest companies, which company came on what day, it is already regularly getting published in our social media and also in our website. Okay, so that's about us in terms of our leadership team and also the placement partnership that we have with more than 1,200 companies, right? So that's the idea. So now let us look into what is happening in the job market. Okay? Especially when you talk about in the year 2023 started, there's a lot of worry, a lot of news about recession because many companies which has given offer letters to the college graduates who not given the joining dates or they did not honor the offer. Because as day before yesterday, I was meeting one of the young engineers. He said he received a very good package during his campus interview, but unfortunately, after some time, the company sent a termination letter saying that they're not able to onboard due to the given decision. And companies have also gone through a kind of a conservative mode where they're not hiring as much as what they used to hire in the year 2022. But our having said that, there is also a lot of growth opportunities available, especially in the core segment, because every device is getting enabled with sensors or electronics. That way, today we talk about any small thing, big phone or big home automation, electric vehicle, etc., etc. So wherever we go, there's always a piece of electronics that comes into picture. So similarly, other phenomenon that you should watch out for, India becoming a semiconductor hub. So far, right from early 90s when the liberalization happened, right? India has been very famous for software, and also they built huge organizations based on software delivery. For example, today what we call as IT service companies were the first one to latch on this benefit, be it Infosys, be it Wipro, be it HCL, Tech Mahindra, etc. So they built huge businesses around the services model. But when you talk about these organizations coming with along with the hardware, so typically they work with the as a product engineering or product development type of a market. They say right, services as products. So that is how we are seeing that the companies are available doing different type of size of work. In the meantime, we are also seeing India emerging as a semiconductor hub because the government is pushing a lot for the hardware, and there is also a favorable economic condition or favorable geopolitical condition where companies are preferring India rather than going and getting their work done from a country like China as far as the hardware is concerned. So China, Japan, these type of countries have been really famous for hardware from the beginning, but now India is also emerging as a preferred hardware design center, along with the software expertise that we have been having last 2 to 3 decades. So given this unique possibility of doing hardware and both software in a single place, a lot of job openings are coming up. So that's the next status you can see there. So this is based on the employability report or the job market report presented by Electronic Sector Skill Council of India, with whom we also work as a training partner. Later I will mention our course is endorsed by the Skill India. Once you complete the course, you can apply for certification with Skill India. Okay. So that's a type of association we have with ESSCA. And in the month of May or June, they published this job market report where, as of now, as of last year, whatever the number of jobs that are available in the market, there are around 1.39 lakh jobs, which is going to kind of multiply in the next year or two, which is going to get around 3 lakhs jobs. So this is giving a great opportunity for engineers in that when we say jobs, all type of jobs come, in which the big chunk of jobs are going to come from the design side. So the government will call it as a the design and manufacturing practice, because when you say design and manufacturing, definitely the engineers also have to play a very important role. Okay. So this is a tremendous opportunity for a student like you who want to basically start their career in this particular domain, and you can definitely build a long-term career in this particular field. I'm not talking about 5 years, 10 years. Touch wood, all of you live long, right? Maybe you can have a career of more than 30 years in such domain, because the domain is very much bullish. A lot of new inventions are coming out. As you all know, one regular thing that we started observing even in India is the usage of electric vehicles. Right? So more than 4-wheelers, India has always been a country of 2-wheelers. A lot of electric vehicle move in the market, and slowly and steadily they're taking up. In the similar lines, we also have other two phenomena. So the second one being the Internet of Things, or IoT, and also artificial intelligence. Right? So here specifically we'll talk about artificial intelligence to start with, because wherever we go, this is becoming a buzzword, and especially after the ChatGPT got released, or the generative AI stack got available. Right? There's so much of talk going out. And typically in the webinars, I get a question, sir, because of ChatGPT, is my embedded system job is going to go, core job is going to go? The answer is clearly no. Okay. Yes, definitely ChatGPT or any generative AI model or tool for that matter typically acts as a co-pilot. It will not replace a human being, but it will make the human being or the developer job faster and easier. I'm sure all of you would have used ChatGPT so far. It is a free edition. You can see, what used to take years and days, right? It is getting in few minutes. So those are the three verticals that you can watch out for: electric vehicles, IoT, and artificial intelligence, which is going to give a great career opportunity for engineers like you to build a career. So that's what it means to you, because both the software and hardware is getting developed. So given all the sentiment that is going in the market, because some people are painting things are looking bad. Yes, it is bad. Things are under recession. Also, a good amount of our companies are also on hiring freeze. In fact, today we had a meeting before I come here to this webinar, where we discussed about the hiring freeze that is existing in various popular organizations. But irrespective of that, our team continues to work, continue to push and get more number of companies. We have a dedicated placement team in our organization who ensure that they're lining up a good number of companies for our students. Okay. So as of last year to this year, we are having 100+ companies coming every month, and then good amount of them conduct the drives and students get selected. But one common thing that we're also seeing is, irrespective of the size or irrespective of the nature of the company, one common thing all of them have is nothing but having a skilled engineers. Okay. As I already mentioned, India has become a country of engineers. It is producing a lot of engineers, but the gap is always being not having the specific skill set. They're good in theory, they scored well in their academia, their mark sheet looks really good, but when it comes to practically implementing things, so that is where they have a huge gap, which we fill by working very closely with our students, right? But having said that, our overall momentum with respect to placement is in place. We are not seeing any major slowdown happening anywhere. What we're telling to the students is that be optimistic, right? But be a little bit cautious also. It's not advised to be over optimistic. So whatever is going on, definitely we should be in a positive frame of mind, which is very important. Added to that, just be cautious, because the market has not yet bounced back how it was before the pandemic or something like that. So this is a graph that we run in every webinar, be it internal or external, or even for that matter, our induction class. If you see here, last year, right, the blue color, towers there. So these blue color towers are the companies which visited in the year 2022. I think we closed 2022 with around 1,327 companies or something like that. And the year 2023 when it started, so definitely the news was not good because of recession fear and existing companies laying off their employees, etc., right? Existing companies, right? So thankfully, we are still able to maintain the run rate of 100 companies per month. And as of this month, you can see, right, we have another week or so left. We already in the month of September we had 55 companies coming already. So rest all the months you can see 100 plus of that. Yes, they're slightly lesser than last year, but considering the overall job market momentum, where a lot of jobs are going away, and also companies are laying off employees or even shutting down operations, we are glad that we're able to still figure it out how to line up 100 companies per month. Okay. Not only that, every company that we bring, whether it's a startup or a mid-size or a MNC, which we introduced in the previous slide, everybody has a common requirement of having the right set of engineers in the team. And it's a right set of engineers having the right set of skill set in their profile. So that's what we try to bridge the gap and provide it as a value-added service for our placement companies. Okay. So this is another graph which I show. It's more of a last 5-year graph. It might look little busy. You can see that. So this particular diagram talks about basically the the number of drives that has happened every month. In those months you can see basically from the year 2020 we have seen that. So in the month of August we had 45 drives, whereas in the month of July we had 64 drives. So in the month of September we already had 32 drives, and we continue to get placement companies. We still have another 10 days to go for the completion of this particular month, right? So till then we are pretty confident that this month also we'll be able to cross 100 companies this month. Okay. So that's a brief about the month-on-month companies that we are getting. Okay. Hope this is giving a better idea. So other question when we run the webinar is constantly asked by students is that sir, what about year pass out? What about percentage? Right? What about branch? Okay. So we tell people, right, nothing to worry. Okay. You can be from any year pass out. You can be from having any type of percentage. It can be even less than 60%. Companies are ready to give you an opportunity to prove yourself in the interview, right? And when your academics are not so great, at the same time you utilize your time and do the Emertxe course, and then later when you appear for the interview, you yourself will be able to make up the difference. So that's the approach we do, and over the last 4 years, 4 years we've been having a tremendous growth in terms of placements. Except that in the month of April during the 2020, when the recession or rather the pandemic was there, right? During that we had some difficulty. But apart from that, we are having continuous flow of companies coming and hiring our students. So at a high level, I mentioned 2 things so far. One is basically about the job market, where it is heading, what are the trends in the job market. Then subsequently we saw how 100 plus companies are getting hired every month from Imery. Plus companies are conducting came for the companies, right? So now let us look into some of the success stories. When I say success stories, maybe last 1 or 2 months data will take, that was snapshot will take, because if we bring in all the data, that will basically create some issues. So let us look into the success stories. Let me go off the screen and then showcase the recent success stories. Let me share my screen. One minute. Looks like my laptop has hung. Are you able to hear me okay? Am I audible? Can you just type once? Am I audible, guys? I just turned off the video because it was giving me a signal of lower bandwidth. Let me check. Yeah, you say you're able to see that, right? So let me say, I don't know why my PPT is not moving. It's fine. Yeah, so it's fine now. So let me show you a recent set of success stories of our students. So typically in the webinar, I show success stories under two categories. So one set of students are nothing but the recent year of pass out students, that is 2022 and 2023, basically, who came and joined our course and then achieved placements. So let me go off the video because it's giving me a message that my network speed is low. I don't want to disturb my voice quality. Let me go off the video. Okay. So basically, these data which I'm going to show is nothing but a snapshot of our, what do you call, the recent success story of our students. Okay. So our students, this is latest, month or two data. That was snapshot data, not the complete one. Let me put it into the presentation mode. Give me a minute. There's some here. I'm not able to see the. Okay, all right. I think. Yeah. Yeah. So let me show some of the recent success stories what our students have been achieving. As I show in the data, typically the snapshot into two type of students. So one set of students are the ones who basically joined our course in the year, and they're from 2022-23 pass outs, and then some of them are from the older batches. Right? First, let me show the freshers or recently passed out students. So this is a snapshot. As I said, it's not a complete data. You can, if you want the complete data, you can look at our website or our social media. Right. So we have students like Mahesh from SJC of Technology, SJC Institute of Technology from Chikballapur, getting placed with the companies like Chelsea Communications for a 9 LPA salary. And similarly, we have a student like Amit Kumar, who are got selected for a salary of 5.5 lakhs with HL Clemo. He's from National Institute of Engineering, Mysore. Similarly, similar achievement by student Aishwarya. Right? And we also had recently, the MNC Boeing coming and hiring our students. I think Vishwanath got selected for around 8.8 or 9 lakhs type of a package. And Tata are the various organizations of Tata Elxsi, Tata Power, hire our students, and now they created another organization called Tata Advanced Systems to work on new age IoT and related solutions. So there we have students like Hemant, who's from Rajiv Institute of Technology, Hassan, getting selected for 5 LPA salary. So similar to Tata, one of the other popular brand in the core segment is L&T. L&T has got a huge base for the vertical for embedded systems. So where they hire our students, where we had recently student Mukta from Government Engineering College, Chamarajanagar, got selected for 4 LPA salary. And LG has been a regular recruiter for us for the past year or so, where we had students like Rohit getting placed for 4.8 lakhs salary. Right. So these are all the recent ones. A snapshot, just quickly give you a view of what our students are achieving. In the similar lines, we also show students who are from the older batch. Because what happens is basically, students will ask, right, is it about recent batch? What about the older batch? So this particular, slide or this particular presentation has the success stories. And when we talk about the success story of older batch students. So basically they come in different categories, right? So when I say older batch students, either they're already working but they wanted to get a career transition in embedded systems. That could be one possibility. Second possibility or the challenge is having a career break. Typically, we see a lot of girl students of us take a career break due to marriage, relocation, pregnancy, etc., etc. So they come upskill themselves and get into core jobs. Okay. So then the third category of people are there, basically who are working professionals, not in the IT domain or some other domain, looking forward for a career transition, right? Career transition, career break, and or they might have been preparing for some competitive exams, etc. Right? So let us look into some of the recent success stories for our older batch students. Yeah, you can see here student Shama, and she's resumed her career after 5 years of break. As I mentioned, typically a lot of girl students we are seeing this trend where they end up taking a break. She got placed in a company called Bitsilica. In the similar lines, this was again one phenomenal success story of our student Kavya, who resumed her career after 11 years of break. As you can see here, she has mentioned, and she got placed in L&D Tech Services. And similarly, we have student like Rashmi. After 7 years of break, she got placed with a company called Aeronautics. And 5-year break later, Rutvik getting placed in Team Indus. And this is more of a career break, and this is more of a career transition. They were doing something, but they got an opportunity to transition their career into working in the core segment. So where we had a student like Junaid being a technical advisor or support person from the company like Concentrix, are able to make a transition to Crest Aerospace. Similarly, we have students like Janvi, who was working as a part of Karnataka state government, primarily as a land surveyor. She got placed with IoT Tech World Private Limited, which is one of our regular recruiting companies. Similarly, we have Ajit from Marquis Tech to basically getting placed into Softcore. Okay. And we also have older batch of students, for example, Diljin, who is from a 2021 batch, and then we were able to place him with Nordstrom for about 4.6 lakhs. So these are all the some of the recent success stories that I can think of, and the numbers are only growing. More companies are coming, and they're also asking for more trained engineers, because one key challenge that comes when it comes to especially at the domain like embedded system is the domain is quite complex. It's not easy to learn the domain itself. So that way, over the years, over the past 20 years, we have been built a very solid reputation with the companies. Irrespective of the size of the company, they are all asking nothing but good quality, are the trained engineers. So that's why these folks, when they upskill themselves or skill themselves in a domain like embedded system, so definitely huge amount of opportunities are waiting for them. Okay. So this is a basic of two category of data where I showed about the recent batch success stories and also about the older batch success stories. So that's a snapshot, as I already mentioned. Okay. So now it's time for us to move on to the course demo part. Right? So far, I just gave you a high-level overview about where the job market is heading, and what type of companies are hiring from UNC, etc., and what type of results our students are achieving the recent past. I just showed you a snapshot. So now it's time for us to move on to the second portion about the course demo. Let me see whether Mubeen is available. 1 minute. Yeah, Mubeen is here. Mubeen, are you there? Mubeen? Hello?
Yes, Jay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So give me a
Can you
moment.
take over
I
from
will
here?
just, yeah, I will share my screen. Give me a moment.
Okay. Let me make as a presenter now. Are you able to see the presenter?
Yes, I got the control.
Go ahead. I'll ask Mubeen to take over the next session.
So thanks, Jay, and
Thanks,
good evening,
Mubeen. I go
everybody.
off the video. Please proceed.
Sure. So good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible. Can you please confirm?
Yeah, Mubeen, you're audible.
Sure. Thank you. So let me start with my introduction. My name is Mubeen, and I work as a technology head at Emertxe. And I'm a computer science graduate. It's been 20 years since I passed out my engineering, and primarily I have expertise in the area of developing applications in the area of device drivers, embedded systems, IoT, and full stack web applications. So it's been 12 years since I'm working at Imery. Before that, I had worked in Emertxe as a fresher when I passed out of engineering for closer to 2 years, wherein I got opportunity to work on different projects, including Bluetooth, EDA software, Python-based applications, etc. So after that, I moved to Novell, which is a company who was known to develop applications in networking and open source based operating systems like SUSE, etc. So I was one of the developers for developing a groupware software called which was similar to Outlook, and it was pushed into SUSE Linux software. So I moved from Novell to HP, wherein I worked for closer to 4 years in two different teams. One was a team which used to develop software called as HPOM, or output management software. Finally, I got opportunity to work on developing cross-platform application based upon like Linux, Unix, and Windows. And then I was made a lead engineer in HP for the HP Linux Print team, HP LIP team. So I was happy to basically uh, transition the project from US to India, and from there basically I learned how to develop the device drivers on Linux as well. So that was for 4 years. After that, I quit the HP and joined the Emertxe as an full-time basically, wherein I currently lead a team of technical mentors. So primarily I manage a set of technical mentors who deliver training in the area of embedded systems, IoT, and full stack web applications. So I also look after the content creation and the quality of delivery of the trainings. So for now, what I will do is that I will give an overview about how the training is delivered uh, at Emertxe, and what you'll be learning as part of the training, and also share you the details about learning management system which we use in the course. And I'll also share two videos, a snapshot of how the online training is delivered for some of the modules which we take up as part of the course. And if you have any questions, you can ask. We'll be happy to answer your queries. Let me share my screen now. Hope my screen is visible now. Okay, assuming it's visible. So as part of the embedded systems course, we have different subjects which are delivered. So if you take up the online course, you will have 7 subjects, and each of these subjects is delivered in a similar fashion. So on a daily basis, like you will have classes and labs which are scheduled. If it's offline, you have to come to our institute and take up the classes. If it's online, you can attend the class from anywhere. So class and lab will be scheduled on a daily basis. The class is primarily taken to explain the concepts, which is as part of the topic. The class mentors will explain the topics. They will do code along sessions wherein there will be template programs, which is basically given. And after the template programs are delivered, we will use some classwork wherein whatever concepts has been learned in the class, you have to basically try to solve those programs which are based upon those topics. Similarly, once you learn certain topics, right, you understand a specific concept, we will we'll assign you some assignments. So in the lab session, what we typically do is that the assignments or problem statements are explained, and to some level, how the problem should be solved will be explained by the lab mentors. So idea of basically having these assignments is that whatever you learned in the class sessions, you are able to apply it. So our course, which is based on embedded systems, is mostly a software-oriented course. So it's not hardware concentrated; it's software concentrated. So subjects like C programming, data structures, microcontrollers, etc., require you to practically work on the assignments. And by doing practical assignments, you will gain confidence and you'll understand things in a better way. So typically, assignments will be given to you during the lab time. So you'll have to work on those assignments, submit the assignments using our learning management system. We have a learning management system wherein you can log into the website and you can go through the resources and assignments, and you can submit the assignments once you complete it. The assignments will be graded automatically for some of the subjects, but some of the subjects, the assignments will be manually graded. More on this, I will show you the details later. So importantly, at the end of the module or the subject, you have to work on projects. So projects are kind of like mini projects wherein you have to apply the concepts, whatever you learned during the module. So by working on projects, you will gain the confidence that yes, I have learned these many topics. So how do I apply it on a larger application? So our mentors will explain the problem statement. They will do a design. For example, flowchart will be given to you as to how the logic should be built. In case of microcontroller projects, you will be given about you'll be told to basically work on the block diagram, and they'll help you basically build the projects unit by unit. So you'll get an exposure to how you can work on projects in real life, right? Because when you get a job, you'll be working on larger projects. So by working on more projects, we'll get a confidence. Yes, I know how to work on a project from scratch, right? So mentors will handhold you. They will make sure that you're getting enough support so that you can work on the projects and complete it. So moreover, when you build your resume, right, you have to showcase projects. That's how basically companies will identify between a good candidate and a very good candidate, right? So there are like more projects in your resume, you are more likely to get shortlisted for placements. Similarly, we'll also conduct tests in the form of objective test as well as module test. This will help you to basically evaluate yourself, as well as it will also help you to basically prepare well for placements. Because when you apply for placements, the companies will conduct first level of test, right? So wherein they'll give you some technical questions, aptitude questions, etc. So by attending more and more tests, you will be better prepared for interviews with respect to attending placements, right? So at the end of the module, you have a module test. So this will also help you to basically get a complete idea of what type of questions to expect in interviews, and it will also help us evaluate you in terms of where you stand with respect to your performance. So that's about the delivery of the course. We'll have class sessions, we'll have lab sessions, and you'll have to work on assignments and project. Plus, you'll have to take some objective tests. Regarding the support, right? So if it's offline, you'll have mentors in the lab and class. You can ask them. Similarly, when you're attending the classes online, you can ask the doubts during the class or lab. That is live doubt clearing we'll have. Apart from live doubt clearing, whenever you are working on basically assignments or project, or whenever you are revising the topics, you may not be familiar with some concept, or you may not be able to complete certain assignments. You're getting an error, for example, your program is not compiling, or project, for example, certain steps you're not clear. We can ask the doubt whenever during the basically time frame of, let's say, 9 to 6 or 9 to 7. So during this window, you can contact our mentors as well as maybe your co-learners, right? For example, your batchmates are there through different channels. You can post a query in WhatsApp group, or you can post a query in discussion forums in our LMS. Okay. Similarly, during the class or lab time, we will also conduct doubt clearing sessions. So you can feel free to basically ask your doubts anytime during the live sessions. So by doing this, you will never get stuck, right? So the problem what most of the students or learners face, for example, you take up a you attend a, let's say you watch YouTube video, or you take a course in Udemy. The problem is that you will get very limited support, whereas we have dedicated mentors who will monitor the WhatsApp group, and you can ask the doubts directly in the WhatsApp group. We have multiple mentors who are monitoring, as well as you have your batchmates who will be very happy to answer your queries. This way, you'll get enough support. You don't have to worry that, okay, what if I get stuck? What if I not understood some concept? We are there to help you out. So in terms of, let's say you want to start applying for placements, right? So we want to ensure that you are ready for placements. So these modules, whatever we teach, will be like learning oriented as well as placement oriented. Okay, so it's not just that we are teaching you certain concepts. Whatever you learn will be applicable when you attend interviews. So to better equip you with basically interviews preparation, we'll conduct certain interview preparation activities. So first one is like mock interviews. We'll conduct mock interviews. Our technical team will basically ask questions. They'll have some specific set of questions which will be asked to you. They'll ask you to introduce yourself. They'll ask you to present the project, etc. And they'll evaluate you and basically share the inputs to you so that you know where you stand in terms of your performance. Right? So mock interviews are one thing which we conduct as part of placement preparation. Apart from that, we also conduct interview preparation sessions, like domain specific, module specific interview prep sessions based upon C programming, based upon microcontroller programming. We could do conduct interview prep sessions, like commonly asked questions interviews will be covered. So we'll also have like company specific questions shared to the students, right? When a student, for example, applies for a company, we will have a database of questions which are previously asked, right? So previous entry questions are there. What we do is that we share it with the students in WhatsApp group, and they can revise those questions which are most likely to come for the subsequent interviews. So you also have WhatsApp group created for each company. Whenever, for example, tomorrow there's an interview schedule, or next week there is an interview schedule, what we do is that whenever a placement company visits our campus, we create a WhatsApp group, and we'll be part of the WhatsApp group. We'll share like all information related to that drive. For example, when is the interview schedule, which topics you need to be prepared, previous interview questions, and we'll also basically see that students update whenever the placement drive completes, etc. So this all is possible because we have a dedicated placement team. They are basically responsible for bringing in more companies, as well as they help you in basically through the journey of the placements. So that's about the placement preparation activity. And next we have a student success team. So student success team is not a technical team, they are a non-technical team. So who will handhold you throughout the course journey, right? So it's kind of a team who will monitor your performance. And if you have any non-technical queries related to the course, you're facing challenges, difficulties, etc., you can always take the support from the student success team. So we'll get regular feedback. You can share the feedback with them. You'll also receive feedback. can also seek counseling help. For example, you face some challenges during the course, etc. You can always take help from the student success team. So overall, our course pedagogy is designed in such a way that anybody is new, not familiar with the modules, they should be able to learn these concepts, and eventually they'll get a basically good understanding of the topics and get placed in core companies. So that's what is a brief overview about how we deliver the course. So if any questions, feel free to post in the WhatsApp, sorry, in the question pane. We are there to answer. Next, what I'll do is that I will share two videos. Like many people ask how the course is actually delivered in the online mode, etc. What we've done is that we've taken a snapshot of the actual class which we deliver, and you can watch this basically snapshot of the video. You'll get a better idea of how the online classes are delivered. Let me share the videos. So I'll go off the camera. So this was a quick demo of how an actual class looks like. So this we have just scaled it down. It's not a complete video. So I'll share another video wherein we uh, explain how the microcontroller module is taken in the online mode. So many of the people have a question, okay, how can we learn about microcontroller programming in the online mode? So what we do in the online mode is that we take a simulator called as PiximLab, and we use the normal IDs, which is like MPLab XID, which is an ID by Microchip. So the difference between online mode and offline mode in terms of learning microcontroller is that in case of offline mode, you will get a board, physical board, wherein you will experiment. Whereas in case of online mode, even though you don't have the board, the same experiments will be doing on a simulator. And in terms of how you write the code, how you test the basically application, the application on embedded application, etc. That's no difference, but there are more advantages in the online in the simulator which use, because you can use a lot of peripherals. So a lot of peripherals are available, whereas if you go for like a real hardware, you have to buy those peripherals additionally, etc. I will show a demo of the microcontrollers class. So all right, so hope you got some idea of how the microcontroller module is taken in the online mode. So what the mentor explained is how you can write a simple program to toggle an LED, which is typically one of the initial topics which is covered as part of the course. So as she explained, right, we can use IDE like MPLAB IDE to write the C program, and you can compile it and you can load the program in a simulator, right? You're not using a hardware, but you can load the program in a simulator, wherein on the simulator you have all the basically peripherals like LEDs, input output, right? Other basically devices also can be connected to this board, and you can write the program, you can run it, and you can see the output visually, right? So in terms of running the code on a real hardware versus running code on a simulator, there is no difference. The same code can be executed on the simulator, the same code can be executed on the real hardware as well, right? So this was just a quick demo of the microcontroller module. So moving on, what I will do is that I will share a preview of how the learning management system looks like. So what we do is that all these learning artifacts, including your slides, including the assignments, project information, test, right, discussion forum, etc., is available through a learning management system. So let me share my screen so that you can have a look at the learning management system. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible. Just a moment. Yeah, share my screen. So what you see here is a login of one of the students, like who's opted for the embedded system course. So in the LMS, you can find all the modules which is part of the course. Right on the left hand side, you can see the module names like Linux internals, microcontrollers, etc. It's kind of a menu. So I'll just quickly share you. So as part of your course, you'll have multiple modules which you'll be taking up month on month, or basically whenever the module is completed. So you'll be learning about C programming, C++, okay, modules including data structures, Linux systems, Linux internals, microcontroller, etc., ILAM, etc. So these are individual subjects. Let me navigate to one of the basically subjects like C programming. So when you navigate to the C programming course or module, you'll find all the related activities, right? So we'll be given assignments, right? You'll be given attendance will be taken, for example. You can submit a feedback related to the module. How is it going, right? Whether it's good or it needs to be some feedback you want to pass, etc. There is discussion forum. There are quizzes and other resources. For example, if you look at the course is divided into chapters. First chapter is like basics of C. Here you can see the course materials including slides. Let's say I open the slide, basic refresher. So you can see the PPTs, right? It's very nicely presented. You should be able to understand like you can refresh the topics. Moreover, the instructor will use this slide to explain the concept as well, right? So it's very well explained. For example, how does a number get converted from decimal to hexadecimal, right? Details about the topic will be given to you, right? So all these are like slides which will be shared to you, right? So all these are explained in detail. Okay, so these slides will be shared to you in the LMS. Apart from that, you'll also get access to assignments, right? Simple assignments initially be working on like if conditionals, loops, etc. Right? Let me open one of these assignments. The assignments will be explained to you, right? Some details about the explainer will be given, and you can just submit the assignment in this online ID, right? So I can see submission view, for example. So this particular student has completed the assignment, right? Assignment is completed, and you can also see, right? It is like working, right? It has been accepted. So grade also you can see, right? 100% grade is given to that particular student. So similarly, you can access quizzes, right? Quizzes will be given to you. Different quizzes are there. 5 quizzes are there. You can also see the individual scores. So objective test 1, etc. So these quizzes will be in the form of objective test, right? You can review these questions. For example, later on, let's say, right, you want to go and revise those concepts, right? You can revise those basically concepts by watching the by looking at the questions, right? So this is part of the element. So quizzes are available. You can navigate through the quiz which you have taken previously, and you can review them as well. Similarly, there is module test, etc. So this is how the LMS looks like. So we have virtual programming lab. So about the virtual programming lab, the advantage is that when you work on the assignment, let's say you want to know whether the output is correct or not, etc. So we have created a set of basically programming questions which will automatically grade the assignment. So we'll know whether it's correct or not. Any mistakes are there, the test cases will not pass as such. Similarly, there is a discussion forum. You can post doubts, etc. So 2 channels are there for clearing your doubts. One is the discussion forum. Other is via, I would say, WhatsApp group, right? So for every batch, for example, you can see here this WhatsApp group, right? You will have like batches created. ECP stand for Emertxe Certified Embedded Professional. So you can post your doubts in this, right? People are there, they are asking doubts, etc. So mentors will update and so on, right? So details will be shared to you in these basically sessions. So a lot of basically forums are there wherein you can ask your doubts. So apart from these WhatsApp groups, for batches, we also create WhatsApp group for companies. So you can see here. So this is a company which recently visited for placements, NGX Systems. So typically what happens is that from the beginning towards end, right? So it's long basically conversation going on, right? You can see how my screen, right? So placement team, for example, will start posting like schedule, right? For example, you can see my screen, right? So this placement team will constantly interact with the students. They are posting the status, right? Which students are basically cleared the round, yet to clear, on hold, etc. The status information is shared. Apart from that, what students also do is that, right, they will share the questions which is being like schedule is shared, right? They'll also share the entry questions which have been asked, right? For example, these are the questions that are asked which related to microcontrollers, C programming, etc. will be asked, and they will constantly share updates. And our team will get in touch with you to help you better prepare for the interviews, right? So you can see updates, somebody's sending an update at each location, right? So what is asked in the interview has been shared. And finally, for example, some of the students got placed today, right? So that update is also been shared, right? So these students are placed, right, etc. Similarly, you can see updates related to other companies also, like Chelsea, which is a premium company, right? You can see here 2 of the students got placed recently. They're also sharing the questions, right, which have been asked in the interview. Boeing recently also came and see information related to Boeing, etc. Right? What was asked in the HR round, right? Self-introduction, the project they asked, which project they asked also is mentioned, etc. So this basically ensures that end-to-end the placement process is closely monitored. You'll get regular updates. You can prepare well based upon the previous entry question that has been shared to you as well. So that's it from my side. If any queries related to the course and any questions, you can ask us. Jay?
Yeah, Mubeen, there are a few questions. Let me
sure.
for you. So there's a question from Rajat. He's asking, is there any prerequisite of any programming language required?
Not necessary. So we will teach you the C programming language from scratch. So even if you don't have a background in programming, it's fine.
Okay.
Not an issue.
Okay. Then there is a question from Shantanu. Is asking when the placement will get started.
Yeah, placements typically, right, you have to complete so let's say there are 7 modules. We recommend that you complete modules including Linux systems, C, data structures, or microcontrollers. So you have to understand one thing, that when you start applying for placements, right, what is that the interviewer is going to ask? Okay, so interview will ask questions based upon the modules which is part of the course, right? There are 7 modules. So he can ask any question from any module, right? He or she can ask any question from any module. So it's better to complete more number of modules than apply. Otherwise, what happens is that, for example, recently, right, some students, I can show here, they attended the Chelsea interview. In Chelsea, they asked questions from the later modules like Linux internals. The student does not know complete this Linux internal module, definitely he or she will not be able to clear the interviews. So there are certain guidelines which will be shared to you. So better thing is that you complete more number of modules and start applying, right? But some of the companies, they don't want to know many modules. Like they may say, okay, you should know only C, C++, data structures, microcontrollers. Then you can apply once you complete these 4 modules. So our recommendation is that you complete C, data structures, and microcontrollers. That will be ideal to start applying for placements. And for premium companies, it's better to complete all the modules and start applying.
All right, Shantanu, hope that's clear. Moving on, Mubeen. There is a question from Durga Pradeep Mandalapur. He's asking, sir, I'm working as in Tech Mahindra as a SAP BO consultant from 2 years. Will my experience considered? How much package I can expect?
Yeah, so this is, I think, a common question asked by many working professionals. So in terms of your relevant experience, it may not count much, right? So even though you have worked on a different technology area, let's say you have some basically experience in programming, that may get counted, or you have some experience in testing, that may get counted to some extent. But if it's not relevant, it may not get counted. So nevertheless, you will get opportunities to apply for companies in core domains, including premium companies, which will pay more. So if you are like targeting some specific salary, etc., then you will have to basically put that effort in basically working on more projects. So you can showcase that, yes, I have work experience, plus I have completed these many projects, and which will basically help you to better salary packages.
All right. Hope Durga Pradeep, it's answered your question. And there's another question from Jeevaratinam. He's asking, so I'm currently working in support role. If I'm not able to attend online class in particular period, will it affect my placements? As attendance is mandatory mentioned in the website.
Yeah, so what typically happens for working professional, that at times, even though we have scheduled the class at 7 to 9, they may not be able to attend all the classes, right? So very important thing is that to maintain some discipline. So let's say we are starting a module, let's say C programming. So it's important that you are able to attend the classes either live. If you miss them, it's important that you attend the recorded sessions before you attend the next day's session, right? So that's important, because if you miss too many sessions, then it'll be difficult for you to understand the remaining topics and you'll find it challenging. So better you attend the live sessions. In case you miss the live session, just make sure that you're able to basically watch the recorded videos, which is available in the LMS. So please understand that in the LMS, you'll get access to recorded videos also.
All right. Jeevaratana, hope that cleared your question. And Mubeen, I think this is another question which typically comes from Rajkumar. He's asking, what is the difference between embedded systems and the IoT course? Which course is better as a fresher?
Yeah, so embedded systems and IoT, if you see, they are pretty much, so many of the things are common, right? So embedded systems, IoT is an extension of embedded systems, that's what I would say, right? So embedded system is the base wherein you learn about the core concepts like programming, C programming, and microcontroller programming, wherein you are focusing on building applications mostly which are standalone, I would say, right? So you'll learn how to basically develop embedded applications which are pretty much standalone. And the topics which we teach in microcontroller are quite in-depth. Whereas in IoT, it is more of an application of embedded systems in the IoT domain. So you learn about concepts which are taught in embedded systems. Plus, right, when you talk about Internet of Things, the focus is on how this data which the device is generating or the sensors is generating can be pushed to the cloud, and what meaning you can derive out of data. Right? So the focus will be on learning the fundamentals plus building an IoT-based solution, right? So which is specific, I would say. So here it's more of general things you're learning in embedded systems, whereas in IoT you're learning concepts like IoT gateway, Arduino basically programming, wherein you are going to learn the microcontroller programming at a high level, not at a low level. When I say high level and low level, like in microcontroller module, learn about programming from scratch, like how to use the data sheet, how to interpret the registers. Whereas in Arduino, you'll learn existing functions which are part of the Arduino library. You'll focus more on the logic rather than writing the drivers, etc. in Arduino. Similarly, once you have the data, you should be able to push the data to the cloud. So you learn about IoT protocols, protocols like MQTT, which are quite efficient, how to handle basically scale. For example, many devices are basically sending data. Learn about basically cloud platforms like Amazon, AWS, IoT, etc. So that is primarily the difference. So here we are focusing on the core of embedded systems. There in IoT, you are focusing on building a solution by using different basically building blocks for IoT.
All right, Rajkumar, hope that's clear. Let me see next question. It's from Samira Sima. He's saying, sir, I'm in 7th semester of EC engineering right now. This course will get completed by March. Will I graduate by June? So what will be the problem for my placement? Will there be a problem for my placement? Like I'll be left out in the batch or something like that. Okay, I think let me answer this question, Samira. Sure. Basically, this is again a typical question. So students who are already studying in their engineering, they also do take up our courses, which we recommend, because by the time you finish your engineering, you're way ahead in the competition, right? So that way you can take up the course even though you are in the 7th semester. And having said that, all the placement companies would expect you to complete your degree and showcase your provisional degree certificate or any other completion certificate, for which you need to wait for some time. Okay, then you can start applying for placements. Okay, even though your batch might start out, you may need to wait for some time. But again, we give a 2 years of placement support. So what we do for a student like you would be basically start the 2-year window from the time you are ready. So we can give you some provision, because we don't want you to have a disadvantage. Probably at the look of it, it look like because you are in the college, you have this disadvantage. So to avoid that, you can start applying once your degree certificate is ready. Okay, so that way we handle. Over the years, we handle many similar students like yours, so I don't see any issue with that. Okay, hope that's clear, Samira. Then Abhijit is asking, so I joined late, so I don't know whether anyone asked this question or not. Will there be any kind of bias in placements between offline batch and online batch? Will both online and offline batch have same opportunities? Can both batches attend same company during placements? I think I'll only take up this question as well. See, Abhijit, it depends on the company. If you look at in general, especially during the pandemic times, the entire process shifted to online. Okay? The offline pretty much became zero during those days, if you see, right? But after we emerged from the pandemic, right, the situation is steadily shifting towards offline, where as of now, I would say 55% happens in the online and around 45 to 50% happens in the offline, right? So in terms of overall placements, when the company is asking 100 companies, 55 companies are asking you to attend the entire process online, and remaining 45% of companies attending the process offline. Okay, so that's the only difference we are seeing. As far as our course delivery is concerned, and also as far as the placement company is concerned, they do not care whether you are an online student or an offline student. As long as you are able to demonstrate your skill sets in the interview, you will not have any issues. Okay, hope that's clear. Abhijit, if you still have further questions, you can put down. Mubeen, there's one question here from Sarana Kumar. So does the course teach driver, display driver, etc.?
Device drivers course module is not part of the embedded system course. We have a microcontroller module wherein we learn about microcontroller programming, which is going to be bare metal programming. Drivers like operating system based device drivers are not covered as part of the course, but you learn about device drivers using bare metal programming, which is using PIC microcontroller.
All right. And then Krishna B is asking, I don't have a laptop. Is there? The systems are available for practice if you are offline batch. Yes, Krishna, we recommend you to bring laptop. In case if you don't have, we provide you desktop for you to practice. Akila is asking if it is online, do you have recordings? Yes, Akila, as already Mubeen mentioned, all our classes will get recorded and we get the recorded session as well. I think Durga Pradeep is also asking same question. I think there's a question from Jagadish. How the interview will be conducted, online or offline? I think I clarified the previous question. Online class is recorded or live. Kumar, I think that also we have clarified. So Rajkumar is asking, my CGPA is 5.9. Is it possible to get a top MNC company, right? So again, this the academic criteria largely doesn't matter, but again, this specific to companies. I cannot answer with respect to specific top MNC company or a general company, right? So largely your academic percentage or your year of password doesn't matter as long as you do your assignments and projects properly and focus on the skill building. You shouldn't have any problem, not only with MNC company, any company for that matter. Okay? So, but specific to a company, a top MNC, that I will not be able to clarify because the companies might put some criteria in some cases. For example, company like Microchip, right? They expect a very high academic, expectations are there. Okay. Then Amareshwar will introduce exams are conducted offline or online. I think I already clarified that. Then Akshita is asking, sir, how many companies we can apply? So you can apply as many companies as you want, Akshita. We give you a 2-year window to basically apply for placements. Any company, in that window, you will be able to apply. How many opportunities we can get an experienced candidate? Again, this question remains the same answer. It depends on the company. We give a 2-year window. In that window, you can apply to as many companies as you want. I think Samira, similar question. We already clarified yourself. Then in which month placement starts? I think that's also clarified. Course fee structure. There's a question from Manoj. I think Manoj, our team of counselors will be the right people to explain about the fees because there's a different fees between online as well as offline, and they also run some scholarships time to time. Towards the end of the presentation, I have a slide for them. You can basically note down their contact details. You can get in touch with them. They'll be definitely able to help you with respect to the fees. Okay. Then as a mechanical engineering background student, can I able to get a knowledge and get placement in embedded systems? Mubeen, you want to take this? Mechanical engineers?
Yeah, so I think if you look at mechanical engineers, they will not have a background in electronics domain, but there is no problem taking the course. We have many students who have taken up the mechanical from mechanical background who has completed the course and successfully placed also. The only thing is that these, let's say, candidates who are not from electronics or a computer science or a electrical background, they will have to put more effort initially to learn the concepts. So once, let's say, you understand these concepts and you are familiar with these topics, you can start applying for placements. So from company to company, the criteria for applying for placements will differ, right? So we cannot promise you the same number of opportunities which you get for, like, let's say, an electronic student versus a mechanical student. So mechanical student definitely will get enough opportunities, but in comparison with electronic students or electrical students or computer science students, they will get lesser opportunities. But that is more than enough to crack any company. For example, recently, yesterday only, we could see that one student which is coming from a, I think, biomedical domain, which is
right.
not a basically branch, got placed in a company like Boat, right? I think everybody is familiar with Boat lifestyle, right? You have this wearables, etc. So they have selected somebody who's good technically. They are not selecting somebody who's based on a branch or your engineering score, etc. So what really matters is skill, right? So maybe initially you may be at level maybe 0 or level 1 in terms of understanding the topics, but what really matters is that after completing your course, where you stand. So that is what companies give value for. Yes, criteria definitely is there. I'm not denying it. There will be criteria from company to company. The criteria, branch, etc. will differ. But you'll get enough opportunities. But given the opportunities, it's your responsibility that you prepare well and crack those interviews. So we will make sure that you'll get enough opportunities even for mechanical branch students as well.
Thanks, Mubeen. Let me check. Some more questions are there. Quite a lot of questions are there. Let us see. Offline, online, I think we clarified. Fee structure, again, it's clarified. There's a question from Rajesh. I think you can take this, Mubeen. Some of the experts say that in the upcoming years, VLSI would be a better booming field. What about embedded systems field?
So if you look at in terms of basically, I hope you know the difference between VLSI and embedded. I don't want to talk on that. So job opportunities wise, definitely VLSI is booming because semiconductor basically domain, right? There will be always a growth in terms of basically everything getting automated, and electronics and ICs will play a big role in future, right? So companies will be investing a lot in basically building basic new ICs, etc. So job opportunity wise, yes, growth will be there in VLSI as well. But when VLSI basically domain is growing, in parallel with that, embedded also will grow because they are related, right? For example, somebody is creating an IC, who is going to build the software for that? So even if VLSI is growing, that means embedded also will grow in parallel to that. So in terms of opportunities available, yes, embedded always will have more number of opportunities compared to VLSI. There will be lesser opportunities in VLSI compared to embedded, right? So it totally depends upon your interest. Like if you're really interested to go for VLSI, you can go for it, right? So that's a choice you can make.
Yeah. So often I see these words VLSI and embedded often gets into a substituting terms, but in practically they're very different, right? You know, when you're talking about a silicon getting created and a product getting created, right? Post silicon or pre silicon or whatever you can say, right? It's a very different. That the the nature of jobs, the nature of skill set is very different from a VLSI engineer and a embedded engineer, right? As Mubeen said, whatever interests you, you can pursue that field. Yeah, embedded offers great set of opportunities as more chipsets and more ICs are coming into the market. There's a question from Shantanu Rai. I think I'll take this. Is notice period affecting the placement time? No, because we have a good number of students, who are working professionals, who achieve this career transition through us. I think in the initial part of my presentation, I showed some of the recent success stories. If some of them have a notice period to serve with their previous organization, we encourage that. We even let the companies know that the so-and-so person, let's say in tomorrow it happens in case of you, Shantanu, we'll say, Shantanu is having so-and-so notice period, and companies will wait. Okay. But what we recommend from a placement team is that you can try to negotiate the notice period with your current employer. Let us say, for example, you have 1 month of notice period, 2 months of notice period. Try to make the transition faster and then join the company. That will not affect you, even though all the companies from us, whomever is recruiting, they expect you to join immediately. With respect to working professionals, they understand. And in fact, we are also very transparent when it comes to the placement process. That we also, whenever a company asks, we also been, even in your case, we also tell working professionals, when you're progressing in the advanced rounds, you can be open about it during the HR interview or in the management interview that you're currently working and you will take some time to notice, get relief from your current organization and come. If you do that, this transition can be managed smoothly, right? We have many professionals like you who are, and we also recommend that you properly get relieved. We say students, right, working professionals, don't hit and run, right? Don't say immediately next day you stop coming to the office, right? Don't do that. Serve your notice period properly and get a relieving letter and then join. So our placement team will help you to transition this process. I don't see any issues here. Then Nidarsan is asking, sir, I am willing to join November, December. Is there any available batch to join? Yes, every month we start batches towards the end of every month. I think, in the month of September, I'll show you the date shortly. In November and December also, there'll be dates. Typically, you can assume them after the 25th of every month, last of every fourth week, towards the fag end, we start all the batches online as well as offline. And definitely, we will have batches in the month of November and December also. But we may not be able to tell exactly a date, whether it's November 25th or December 26th, etc. And December also, coincides with the new year, etc. But batches will be there. You can watch out our website or talk to our counseling team. They'll be able to suggest you or help you further. Nidarshan. And then we have Jagadish. Jagadish is asking, I want to join MTech in embedded systems, but the thing is certification for in embedded systems from Imery is enough, or MTech has any further advantages? Mubeen, you want to answer this? MTech versus our certification.
Okay, so you're asking whether we should go for our course or MTech, right?
Yeah, so, yeah. Our MTech has got any other advantages?
Now, it is something which we have to think first, like what is the reason you want to do a post graduation, right? MTech. So some people say I want to add value to my degree, right? Some are aspirants, they want to do MTech and they want to do PhD, etc., and they want to excel in the academic space. So definitely you can go for MTech, right? You want to go in the research field, etc. You want to go for MTech. But if you're aspiring to basically, let's say, learn something in depth and you want to get a job as early as possible, I would recommend that you can take up our course, right? You don't have to go for MTech and spend 2 years, because in terms of learning, unless you join a good institute, right, a good college, you are not going to benefit much, I would say, right? Because if you look at the MTech curriculum, you have a 2-year program that I think the second year is mostly project, and first year you will have minimal set of subjects, and you'll have a very limited basically class sessions happening. So unless you get an opportunity to basically join a college which is good and which have very good lectures, etc. Personally, it's a personal basically opinion. It's not something from the company. I would say that you don't have to basically join MTech because you're not gaining much of a knowledge. And in terms of basically, let's say BTech candidate or MTech candidate joining a company, right? So in terms of salary differentiation, companies don't differentiate much in terms of salary, right? Even if maybe initially the salary differs, like BTech guy or MTech guy, sometimes some companies differentiate initially when they join, but later on, right, there is no differentiation between a MTech candidate or a BTech candidate over a period of time. So I said, so this is like something which I would like to basically you to think over. Is it because you want to go in the research field, you want to go for higher studies and take up maybe PhD, etc.? Yes, definitely you can go for MTech, try to get an admission in a good college. But if you're looking for a job, I don't think it's necessary to do MTech. You can very well take up our course and you can complete the course and get a good job in the core domain.
All right, I think still there are some questions. So what we'll do is, I will, I have a small portion to cover, the third piece, primarily about the placement process, and then also walk through our Google group a little bit. I'll do that, and then I'll subsequently take up the questions. It's 8:45 now, 8:50. Probably we'll run through that, and then we'll come back and take some questions. Okay. So let me make myself as a presenter. Hope you're able to see my desk, Mubeen.
Yes.
All right. So let me put in the presentation. Okay. So what we've been doing so far is, we discussed two portions. One, the first one, we talked about the job market trends and some of the recent achievement from our students and where the, this particular, job market is heading. We saw that. And subsequently, we saw basically the course, how it is going to get delivered, how the classes are conducted, how the lab support is provided, and how the doubt clarification works and things like that. And now we are back with the third section or the final section, where we are again going to talk about placements, right? So people who ask the questions and you have not got your answers, request you to wait. Let us finish this particular section and then we go for complete Q&A, and then we'll ensure that all your questions are answered. Okay, request you to wait. I see many questions are there in the window, still not answered. So in the interest of time, we'll complete our deck, presentation deck, and then we'll go for the Q&A again. Okay. So coming to the placement point of view, there is a well-defined process that is there. And not only that, there is also a placement policy that is there. There is a question about is there any hidden placement policy? There is nothing called hidden. We make our placement policy clear from day one. So what happens is when students join the course, as Mubeen has mentioned, you need to complete at least the minimal set of modules, the important core modules, what you call, that is, Linux systems, the first module, C, data structures, C++. So once you're done with this particular modules, our team of mentors, primarily, Mubeen and his team, they will run a placement eligibility process. So when I say placement eligibility process, they will look into three aspects. One is how well you've been performing in the past modules, factor number one. Factor number two, they will be conducting some specific placement eligibility test. Again, that will be based on C programming, what you learned in the module. Third one, they'll also take a mock interview. So you need to clear these three aspects to get eligible for placements. So in case any students fail in any one of them, they will be giving you time, you can prepare and appear again. So the idea of conducting the placement eligibility test is to ensure that you are well prepared, right? Of course, you'll be attending the classes and labs, but when it comes to when it comes to placement, we want to really ensure that you are well prepared. So once they become eligible, basically the list gets passed to the placement team, and then you can start applying for placements, right? All the students who are part of the group, part of the course, will be added to Google group, where you'll be getting notification. I'll just shortly show you our Google group and walk you through that, and then you can check and apply. It will reach our placement team. They will do a eligibility check, and then they will do a screening. And then subsequently, they will share with the companies, and then the process happens. What Mubeen has demonstrated in the WhatsApp group, they'll be supporting you with the queries, etc. And then you can get a offer and you can join the organization, right? So here two scenarios exist. One is like some student might get placed before the course gets over, because you can start applying after the 4th month of your course, right? So they might have some pending modules, because companies would expect you to join immediately, except the working professionals example which I discussed about the notice period. So in that case, you'll have some pending modules, right? So what we give for all the students, whether you're an online or an offline students, all of them can continue the pending modules in the online evening, and then you can go for the certification. Okay, but other parties, like basically there are students who completed the course and then they are not placed, right? They can continue to apply for 2 years from the time of you getting completing your course, right? 2-year window will be given to you, where you can apply for as many companies as you want. Okay, but having said that, there is one question here, right? How many placement jobs will have, right? So what we tell is you can apply for as many companies as you want, and even you attend the interviews in parallel, attend tests in parallel. But whichever the first offer comes on your way, you need to take it. Right? We don't encourage multiple job offers. Even though you attend multiple interviews in parallel, whichever first offer comes to you need to take it up, right? But having said that, you can apply whether you wanted to, whether you can decide whether you want to apply to a company or not. That is purely your choice. But once the offer comes through, you need to join. So this is about our placement policy, right? Placement eligibility, then when you can apply and when you can basically will be able to join. Multiple offers are not allowed, right? And 2-year window would be basically the timeline which we will give to apply. So these 4 or 5 points are the major aspects of our placement policy. We have a separate deck for that, where we explain those details during our induction class, right? Apart from that, there is no hidden condition necessary, right? Our placement process is being transparent from day one, and it will continue to remain so. Okay? So this is about the placement process, and let me just quickly walk you through the Google group. Let me unshare my screen for a minute. Let me open my Google group. Hope all of you are able to see my desktop here. You can see here, this is a Google group. It's pretty straightforward. Here you can see, right, every day, of course you will see some placement data in our social media, in our in our website, etc. But this is more of a live thing, what is happening. You can see, right, there are companies have come yesterday, today, day before. You can see there's a mail sent out by Mubeen about the preparation sessions, right? So you can see here, lot of, and then there's a monthly meeting where we send out the placement data. So every information will be shared here. And then the NSDC certification results, which recently came, we published that, and whomever got selected, it is getting applied, etc., right? So you can see everything will be coming to you from this particular Google group only. And for example, like, if you open any application, PVDN, for example, which is showed in the previous webinar also, it primarily says the website of the company, and then, what is the area of work. You can see their, skill set that they require. And this company says, no percentage criteria, no era possible criteria. And then there's a salary structure. Initial 3 months, it will be, 3.2 lakhs per annum. After that, the salary will become 4 years, 4 lakhs per annum. And their company asks for a 3-year bond. And then it will be online process. And then they have various centers. Any one of the centers will be deployed. And there's a deadline given, right? So you can check like this, and then you can very well, whichever is basically, company which is, favorable to you and you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and apply to that, right? So every information will be transparent as shown in the Google group here. Okay, hope that gives you an idea. So let us see. Okay, let us move on. I think FAQs we pretty much answered. How long you will get placement opportunities? You'll get it for 2 years. Can you choose between 2 job offers? No. The first offer you need to take. Should I apply to all the companies? No. It is your choice. You can apply or not to apply. What type of companies are hiring? I just showed you the snap companies that are hiring. Year gap, will it affect? No, it will not. I already shown you good amount of stories where people are able to achieve the placement irrespective of them having a year gap, right? Notice period point also I just discussed, right? Largely we answered. So other part is basically, a couple of slides, we are almost done. Other important part is about, the NSDC certification, right? So we are one of the training partners with Skill India. Skill India is a brand name. Under that, there's an organization called NSDC, or National Skill Development Corporation, where it is responsible for skill development across different sectors or different sector skill councils, or SSC. We come under a sector skill council called Electronic Sector Skill Council of India, which we call ESSCI. So what happens is, after you join the Google group also, right? So you need to finish all the modules, and then you need to apply for certification. And then the panel from GC or ESSCA will come and they will evaluate you. And it will be a written test, and then there will be Viva, OC, and then depending on how well you do, they will be declaring the results. And then the certificate will reach us, and we will be sending it to you, via hard copy format. Okay. So this process, as per the NSDC norms, you should be able to do after all the modules are over. But by then, most of the students would have got placed. So what we ensure is that the certification process is conducted online, and also it is conducted on a Saturday, so that you don't need to take a leave off. Pretty much you need to keep Saturday available, and then you will be able to attend this process. So mostly, I would say earlier it used to be 100%, but off late I'm seeing 1 or 2 students not able to clear the test. I would say 98% of the students are able to clear the test. So as long as you are going through whatever the course content or the course material, whatever you've done, you should be able to clear the certification test very comfortably. Okay. And of course, apart from that, we also can provide certificate from the Emertxe side. Okay. So let me quickly show you how the NSDC certification will look like, a sample certificate. So hope you're able to see this certificate. It's a certificate here. Okay, so this is the example of basically how a certificate will look like, and then you should be able to, can see there, there's all the logos and the basically the NSDC thing, and everything has been given here. And whenever you are applying for this, this upon you clearing, this is the type of certificate you will be getting. And then of course our team will be sending you, we receive soft copy, but as per the NNCC norm, we should give it in hard copy format. So we'll take care of that and then send it to your home or whatever the address that you will be providing to us. So you can see there's a level 5 certification, quite valuable, especially this is also internationally recognized. You should be able to get some benefit out of this particular certification. But please note, this is nothing to do with placements. Placement happens purely based on a skill. So this certification is more of an additional benefit because it comes from central government. You can see that it comes from Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So that's additional merit that you can have to your profile. So almost done. So as I mentioned, these are the course dates. On September 26th, that is next week, we are starting our offline course. And then 29th of September, we are starting an online regular course. And then 4th of October, we're starting an online evening course. So those are all the dates. We're already, admissions are happening quite fast. And then that's the contact detail of our counseling team, the common email ID and the phone number, training@emertxe.com. Then the number is 809-557-3332. You can call them or email them. Definitely it will be reaching one of the counselors. They will pick up and share, especially question on fees, etc. So they should be able to help you with that. And not only that, any other queries that you may have also, they should be able to help you. Okay. So this is about the course dates. Okay. And last but not least, so this is our social media handles. In case if you're not following, I request you to go ahead and follow this. For ease of use, I enabled the QR code. In case if you're not, just scan it. We are active in both LinkedIn as well as Instagram. I'm sure many of you are not, many of you are already, but in case if you're not, request you to subscribe to these channels. I'll keep it open so that you can scan through your QR code and get subscribed. In the meantime, there are some pending questions. Let us go and take and ensure that we finish all of them. Okay. If you miss offline class, will you have an access to recorded videos? No, for the offline students, we don't give any videos. It is only for the online students. Okay. Online student, if they miss a class, they can look into the recorded video. For the offline students, anyway, it's a physical class. You miss it, you miss it. Okay. We can't record that. Okay. Hope that's clear. Okay. Let me see that. Yeah. So hope that's clear. Point. Akshita. And then I think there's a question about programming language to start embedded system. Mubeen has already clarified, but C programming is the main thing which you need to learn in order to really get good in embedded systems. Okay. So I am from Andhra Pradesh. I registered for ECP offline 26 September branch. I'm unable to attend on 26th. I will come to Bangalore on 29th. Then when I submit all the required documents asking Sai Venkatesh, please talk to our counselors already enrolled. They should be able to help you with this query. Okay. Because I see you already, do that, right? Then Jagadish is asking, I completed my BTech while working in automobile organization simultaneously. Will this affect while placements? No. People don't bother, as I said, about how you completed BTech. In case some questions comes up, you can answer them. That I did along with my work, right? Or continued education program or evening classes, or whatever may be the reason, right? You can explain them. But I don't think that will come as a hindrance towards your placement. You complete your BTech and you got your degree certificate. That's all companies care, right? They will see the skills, which Mubeen also reiterated multiple times. They primarily look into the skill part of it. Okay. Amareshwar is asking, Amareshwar Reddy, so if you get job in one company, are we able to attend other companies? No, I already told you. You can attend the process of multiple companies parallelly, but once you get the first offer, you need to join that company. Okay. Yeah, same question from Monica. If you get placed in company, even though we can still try to hire package, no. So you can before you apply, you can decide and then you can apply. But once you get it, you need to join. Okay. There is no multiple job offer of concepts here. Okay. Question from Mahalakshmi: is online classes available at morning in afternoon sessions? We said day. We don't say it's a morning or afternoon. It may be spread throughout the day. The morning classes, the day batch will be there, but the evening batch, the class timings are fixed from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. How much is the course fees? Asking Shyam Kumar. Sham, as I said, please get in touch with the team of counselors. I already flashed their contact details. You can get in touch with them, or you can come to any of the social media and then chat with them. They'll be able to clarify about the fees. Rajesh is asking, can we go for an attractive job offer package by holding one offer? So you holding an offer or not holding an offer is not a reason, Rajesh, right? The companies would say how will you perform, right? Whether you have an offer, don't have an offer, you're from a recent batch, you're from an older batch, right? Those factors doesn't matter, because as the multiple times reiterated, companies come here to recruit a particular skill on that, right? As long as you're able to demonstrate the skill, you will not have any problem. Okay, hope that's clear. Prerequisite knowledge of C language or microcontroller required? Not necessarily. As Mubeen mentioned, every topic will be taught from the scratch, so I don't think any prerequisite is required. Again, Rajkumar is asking, if a salary in one company will I can attempt for another company? No, right? Sarana Kumar is asking one question. So I note a review from Google like that. If you know C language, then only join this institute. Without knowing C language, don't waste your money by joining this institute. Placements also not good. Institute teach you only basics, and in interview will ask questions depth of subject. Maximum 2 persons will be selected in the interview among 240 persons. So they say, right, even though there are so many positive reviews, right, people will dig one negative review rather than you sort based on one star review, right? In that also you pick something and ask in the question, right? So first of all, appreciate Sarana Kumar. You are very much qualified to be a James Bond 007 for doing such a deep investigation on us, right? First of all, I do not know who has written, okay, because when people write, especially negative reviews, they write it in different names, right? So, but for sure, I'll tell you, whatever the information that is written in the written in this particular review is totally incorrect, for sure, okay. Because the kind of depth that we bring in, for example, I'll take C programming, right? This particular review talks about C programming, right? C programming starts for around 45 to 50 days, or it could be more. Mubeen can correct me if I'm wrong, right? About 50 days, the C programming is start, right? And our C programming, I time and again tell in multiple webinars that our C programming is the most difficult module to study, because it will really rip you off in terms of your programming ability, right? It will really challenge you. Every assignment, every chapter will challenge you, and it will give you an unparalleled depth that we can really vouch for, and we've been building it over the over 20 years of time. So first of all, the C language claim is incorrect. Okay, let me remove that. Second thing is asking maximum 2% will select an interview among 240 persons. I don't know where this particular numbers are coming. Again, totally it is wrong. See, the placement record will vary from batch to batch. Okay, because it purely depends on the individual. Right? So I cannot say one batch is performing then the other batch, etc., etc. It purely depends on an individual. Right? We from our side, we always ensure that the right set of mentors are there and the right set of guidance is given to the students, right? And also we line up as much placement companies as possible. So that's what we do. Again, this 2 out of 240 is definitely not the right number. Okay, probably they'll say, right, the best James Bond award goes to Sarana Kumar for digging this 1-star review and asking me. Really appreciate asking you this question, because you should do that. See, I always tell people, right, if you find something negative about us, right, and we ask anything about us, we can be openly asked. And as I said, no, I'm open to clarify, right? Both the points are not correct, for sure. Okay, be rest assured about that. Right. Then again, one more question. Akila is asking, how many students, how many of them get offer letter, right? Again, this is another question, right? Because these days there's a big trend saying that rather a scenario, especially because of recession, many companies give the offer letter, but they will not give joining date, right? Or they postpone the joining date. So that doesn't happen with Imersy. All the students who are getting an offer letter or a confirmation of offer, they need to join immediately, which I said a few minutes back, right? Except barring the working professionals who need to serve the notice period. So there's no concept here in Imersy where some companies give you an offer letter and they will not give joining dates, right? That doesn't happen at all. Okay? So be rest assured that today a company gives an offer to you, they will expect you to join tomorrow or probably Monday. That's a kind of a track record that we have, because companies come to you. Kindly note, the recruitment that happens in your college and the recruitment that happens in Imersy is very different. There, when they come here based on a projection, right? That next year I'll have some requirement. That's why they come in your third year and then they will hire you. But here, when they come to us, they come because of a demand. They have a demand in the project right now, right? That's why they come. So that way, they expect you to join immediately. There's no concept of companies not offering the honor and things. In case that happens, then we will blacklist the company, right? be rest assured, it has not happened so far. We will not allow that to happen. Okay, don't worry about that. How many offer will be provided to each student? I think I already clarified. Only one offer. Is there any hidden rules placement policy? There's no hidden rule there, but there are some conditions which I already mentioned. You need to clear the placement eligibility, right? You need to do all the modules because you need to skill yourself, right? Okay. So those are all the what you call our policy which you need to adhere to. Okay. And that placement policy also, the eligibility criteria, everything will be shared to you once the student enrolled for the policy or enroll for the course from day one. And in fact, in every monthly meeting, in our placements monthly meeting where I meet our students, right, we share that information on a very regular basis. Okay, so there's nothing called hidden when it comes to any placement policy, right? Rajkumar is asking, before starting course, what are the fundamental knowledge? I think it's already Mubeen has already clarified that you do not need to know any prerequisite. As long as you follow the course, that should be fine. Okay. Then regular online class timing. Mahalakshmi is asking. It depends, Mahalakshmi. I think the classes are scheduled anywhere between morning 9 to evening, 5ish, 4:35. That's a kind of a rough timeline that the classes are scheduled for the day timings. Okay. Yashraj is telling, sir, tell me about something about Disha classes. So Disha is nothing but a series of workshops, Yashraj, where we conduct, apart from the technical topics that our mentors are covering, mainly from the placement side, we'll be covering a series of workshops about how to write a resume, how to face an interview, what are the do's and don'ts, etc. So that's what we called as a Disha workshops. So that happens as a part of your process once the batches get ready for the placements. So typically we conduct them, and then once in 2 months or 3 months we conduct them, so that before you attend your placements you are ready, you are aware of building an important resume, etc., right? So that's about Disha workshop. So Gopi Setti, Lakshmi, Vinod Kumar. So normal BSc degree student can take up this course? No, because all the recruiting companies, see, theoretically, if you ask me, can I take up any course? Anybody can take the course, not a problem. But for BSc, we will not be able to commit placements because all the recruiting companies would expect you to have a minimum BE or a BTech. So that way you can do the course, but we will not be able to commit on placements. Then if an interview call from one company, shall we neglect it and attend interviews? No. Okay, you cannot neglect, you cannot bunk any interview. Okay, you have to attend the interview. Okay. See, kindly note, Jagdish, right? Why we are you may be wondering, right? Why we are telling like you cannot chase too many offers, you cannot bunk any interview. This is all according to us unprofessional practices. If a company is giving you time and they schedule the interview, it is our responsibility to show up for them. In fact, in Imery, we have been enforcing this with our students from day one. We've been doing almost for 20 years now, right? Because of these reasons only, companies have got a lot of respect for us. So what we tell our students, if you're not interested in a company, don't apply. We are not going to force you. But when you apply, when you get shortlisted, you have to basically turn up. Okay. Similarly, when you get an offer, you need to jump. It's a basic professional etiquette is what we expect. So we don't allow any indisciplinary actions like being absent for the interview or not accepting an offer after getting a job, etc. We don't allow. In case any student demonstrates that, we will stop their placements. We will not give their placements. Hope this is clear, right? So because we cannot leave everything to the whims and fancies of our student, right? Anytime if one company will apply interview, I will not attend the interview. That's not a professional practice, right? We need to be really professional. Companies have respect and called you for interview. We need to honor that. Okay. If 7 o'clock is a webinar, can I neglect? I will do webinar next month. Can I do that? Right? I need to honor all of you guys, right? So me and Mubeen has to attend. Right? Similarly, you have to attend when a company asks for your interview. You have to attend that. Okay. Hope that's clear. How is the scope of embedded systems, sir? Asked Rajkumar. It's really good. I think some of the market data I showed in the initial part of my presentation. As of now, roughly around 1.4 lakhs is what the projected data of last year, which is expected to grow about 3 lakhs in the next 3 years. Overall number of jobs. In that, around 55% of the jobs will be in the design side, roughly around 1.5 lakhs jobs by the next 2 to 3 years. It's going through a tremendous transition because every piece that we can think of is getting enabled with electronics. So when I say electronic, there should be a microcontroller, there should be some kind of a processor coming in, and that hardware alone cannot function. So you need an intelligent software or a smart software to handle that. So that's a great future. Okay, so even though you can see, right, there is a recession in the market. Yes, some of the other even a lot of recruiting companies are also hiring freeze, but still we are able to get 100 plus companies. That itself shows that what type of an opportunity available. In the recession time, we're talking about 100 companies per month, right? So definitely the future looks really good. And and not only when I say future, it's not about 3 years or 5 years, right? You can definitely go and think about building your career for next 30 years, 35 years. Okay? Because I do have some of my ex-colleagues who joined during my HP days, right? They've been there for almost like 25 years, 30 years now. Okay? So that's a long-term opportunity that you can have, avail and build a great career in embedded system. Overall, the domain looks very, very good. Okay? Very promising. All right, I think I have answered all the questions. Is there any other questions? I think it's like 9:20 now. Hope I answered all of them. I could see there's no more questions. In case if I missed any, you can type. But before the new question comes, I just want to quickly pause and check. How do you find the webinar so far? Did it help you? Did the Q&A help you to clarify your doubts? Is it making things easier and clearer for you? Can I get some quick feedback? Guys in the workshop, I know it's 9:20. Could be your dinner time or well past dinner time. I don't know what time you have your dinner. Can I get some responses? Is it helping you, this interaction, these discussions? As I said, right, for us, the deck remains the same, right? But only Q&A makes it very interactive, right? Okay. Okay. Good session, sir. Thank you. By all topics from the webinar, I'm cleared all my doubts, but a lot of fear. I don't know why. Okay, I have to break the wall. Okay, yeah. So absolutely, whatever the doubts are there, it's in your mind, right? Okay, you just need to follow the process. The results will come. Durga is telling great, sir. Interactive session, excellent. In say Rajkumar, excellent. Chandu Gautam, great session. Says Lakshmi. Okay, very helpful. Says Ruturaj. Great. Okay, and then Yashraj is telling a thumbs up. Fantastic. Okay. I think with that we have come to the last slide. So I would like to say welcome. We say welcome to the world of embedded electronics world, right? And in the core jobs world, the possibilities are endless. The way how the electronics is enabling every device and every thing that we can imagine as of today. Job market is wide open, and there are a lot of opportunities for you to build as engineers. Wide opportunities are available to build a great career. So I sincerely hope this webinar has given you the enough information. And this session, as you can see, is already getting recorded. We also went in YouTube. The videos will be available after the session. But nevertheless, we'll again send this video to you, the YouTube link, early next week. You can take a look into it in case you missed or you joined late. And if you want, even if you look at in the past monthly webinars also there in the same our Imery YouTube channel, you can go through that. And if you have further questions, you can talk to our team of counselors. So finally, what we say in our webinar terms, right? The idea of this webinar is to give you the necessary information and give you the clarity by taking care of your Q&A. But the silver bullet is like this, guys, right? You are the ultimate decision maker for your career. Right? Neither me nor Mubeen or anybody in this world cannot come and tell, okay, you should only do this, you should not do anything else, right? So that way, whether you join the course, don't join the course, whether you choose to do embedded or you want to do machine learning, right? The choice is up to you. Okay? But whatever the choice that you make, keep these points into perspective and take the decision. Whatever decision that you make, you are the ultimate responsibility person, right? You are the boss of your career. So take care of that. Any decision that you make, I'm pretty sure all of you will do very well. So on behalf of Team Emertxe and also being a senior person to all of you, right? I wish you all the best for your career. So thank you very much. I know it's like almost we say 9:20, 9:30, right? Yeah, I think some questions are there. Good sessions are excellent. More interactive for clarity. Monica says, hope everything will go good. There's Jagadish, right? help me say difference between service-based company and product-based company in embedded system, Rajkumar. So Rajkumar, like, see, whether services or products, it's more of a business model, right? For example, when I'm making this particular phone, for example, right? So it's a OnePlus phone, right? If I'm making the entire device by myself, I call myself a product company, right? So in this, let us say one piece, I give it to some company in an outsource or service model and then get it done and integrate it. That's what's called as a service company. Right? This is more of a business model, how the companies are designed and how the companies are operating. Okay, and general perception is that product companies are generally planned for long term because they build the entire multiple product lines, and service companies, they take project to project basis. Again, that's more of a model and the business thing. But as far as you are concerned, right, as far as entry level engineer is concerned, I don't think you should break your head too much into whether some product company, a service company, or a mid-sized company, or a startup company. Right? See to it that go to the website of the company. I always recommend to all the students, right? Go to the website of the company, read about the company, what technology they're working in, what product or solution they're building. Their service company means what area service they give, right? Who is the leadership team, right? And what are the career opportunity that you can get by being that, go and check Glassdoor, you know how to do a verification, right? So as long as you're clear with that, that should be good enough. Okay, so these services, products, right, or it's a mid-size, and that's more of a business on how the various companies are positioned. That I don't think at this level, being an entry-level engineer, right, that matters a lot. Ensure that initial few years, at least I say minimum 3 years, wherever you join, learn well, do real hands-on work, and get a good, rich experience, because that's going to set a foundation for the next 30 years of your career. So as long as you take care of that, I don't think you should break your head too much about services or products. Okay, probably that you can take it later, maybe 5 years down the line you can think about it, right? But not now. Don't worry much. Okay, Rajkumar, is it clear? Okay, Rajkumar, is it clear? All right, I think he's not responding. Okay, that's fine. Okay, all right, guys. So thank you very much for joining. Okay, see you in the next webinar. You will watch out for the recorded session of this video. Will reach you, and then any questions are there, feel free to reach out to our team of counselors. Okay. Take care. Bye.